So I really want to empower them to take on this mission of sustainability and to really think about how to integrate it in a very organic way in the way school operate. So it's not only about teaching about the topic, but it's the way the schools behave as an organization. I am a sociologist by training. I'm really interested and curious about the interaction between social movements as a concept and as a theory and education broadly defined. So for many years, I studied the international testing phenomena as a movement and how it's trying to change the schools. These days, my research is focusing mostly on issues related to environmental sustainability education and climate change education. So the Center for Sustainable Futures was launched in 2020. And it brings together a very interesting group of people, diverse group of faculty and students, master students, doctoral students from all across the college, everybody with the commitment to providing high quality environmental sustainability education to students. And we're really trying to do research together and to make sure that the research that we are doing is having an impact on the ground by exchanging ideas with different stakeholders. Our flagship project is a decade-long research practice partnership with the Office of Energy and Sustainability in New York City Public Schools. The teams from both organizations come together and set together the research agenda for the year. Over the past years, we studied, for example, to what extent teachers engage with climate change education. We looked at why teachers do that, and most importantly, what are the barriers that prevent them from doing that. We also worked with local youth climate activists to understand how they became activists, what was the role of their school in that, and what kind of feedback they can provide to the system if we want to empower more people to participate in climate action. So over the past decade, I see more people are thinking sustainability and talking about sustainability broadly, specifically about climate. But I think the research that we are doing is really helping us to point to the barriers that we need to focus on. I'll give you an example. It's easy to think that we need to invest more resources in the system, but resources are important and we need them, but there are more social aspects that we can look at. For example, perceptions. Many teachers don't engage with climate change because they don't think that their subject is relevant to climate change. So if you're a science teacher, it's easy. But if you're an arts teacher, civics, geography, history, social studies, that's where teachers are a little bit confused, and we see our role as showing them how their subject can contribute to the learning about climate. Perceptions play an interesting role, not only in the perceptions of the curriculum, but also perceptions of the students. So we've been doing a lot of research using surveys and focus groups with my students, trying to understand how teachers think about their student interest in climate change. And unfortunately, we are finding that there is some kind of a bias. Some teachers think that their students are interested and should be engaged. Other teachers make assumptions about their students, and that's why they are not offering them this opportunity. So we're trying to tackle that through research and then translating this research into a meaningful, impactful, transformative professional learning opportunity for teachers. So our immediate stakeholder that we want to work to have an impact on are teachers or educators in schools more broadly. To look at people that work in schools but not in a teaching role, like the librarian, the custodian, the assistant principal, all of this. So I really want to empower them to take on this mission of sustainability and to really think about how to integrate it in a very organic way in the way school operate. So it's not only about teaching about the topic, but it's the way the schools behave as an organization. The future of the research at the Center for Sustainable Futures, I would say, is looking more comparatively. We want to look beyond New York or other contexts that we study. We have research in Israel, we have research in Turkey, we have research in Korea. But now it's time to look at more cross-nationally and comparatively. So in a project that we are doing with the OECD, we are trying to figure out how social context shape the way teachers engage with the topic or not. And we are looking forward to have data from 54 countries in the coming years to really look at these differences between countries. Other directions include, for example, looking at non-school settings. What's the role of community-based organizations and NGOs, non-governmental organizations, in promoting and in advancing the field? And again, looking not only in the US, but looking internationally to see how these organizations collaborate or not, what facilitates this collaboration and what is not, what is being lost when we don't have collaboration, etc. So these are the direction for the future.